In some toxic relationships, the warning signs go beyond emotional manipulation and subtle control. They can become outright dangerous. These are behaviors that indicate a risk of physical harm, and in some cases, even life-threatening violence. In this video, I'll cover the most dangerous signs of a toxic relationship that you need to recognize and take seriously. If you notice any of these behaviors, it's time to take action. Let's dive in. Extreme jealousy and possessiveness. Jealousy can be normal in relationships, but when it becomes extreme and possessive, it's a major red flag. Toxic partners with extreme jealousy will attempt to control every aspect of your life, from who you talk to where you go, to what you wear. They might accuse you of cheating with little to no evidence and constantly demand reassurance. For further example, they'll watch your eye contact whenever you are around someone of the opposite sex, or they'll give you intimidating looks if you speak to someone of the opposite sex. It doesn't matter if that person spoke to you first. The toxic manipulating partner might say things like, "Why were you talking to him?" Or, "I saw you looking at her. I guess I'm not good enough for you, huh?" Their jealousy can lead to accusations, guilt tripping, and surveillance of your every move. Why it's dangerous. Extreme jealousy often leads to control and eventually to physical violence. The more possessive they become, the more likely they are to act out in anger when they feel like they're losing control. If you feel like you're constantly walking on eggshells to avoid triggering their jealousy, this is a major red flag. Extreme jealousy is not love, it's control. Easily enraged over minor issues. A toxic partner who explodes over minor issues is someone who has poor emotional regulation. This means they go from 0 to 100 at the slightest inconvenience, whether it's a late text, a misplaced item, or a small disagreement. You never know what's going to set them off, and this keeps you constantly on edge. For further examples, they might scream, slam doors, or throw things over something as trivial as forgetting to call them back or arriving late. Why it's dangerous. Uncontrolled rage can quickly escalate into physical violence. The unpredictability of their anger makes it impossible to feel safe in their presence, and the constant volatility creates a dangerous environment. If your partner frequently blows up over small things and you're always afraid of triggering their anger, this is a sign of a dangerous personality. You should never feel unsafe around your partner. Obsession with weapons. One of the most alarming signs of a dangerous toxic partner is an obsession with weapons. Whether it's guns, knives, or other harmful objects, they may frequently talk about them, show them off, or keep them within reach. They may even threaten you with these weapons during arguments. For further example, they might collect weapons, attend gun shows regularly, or constantly talk about using their weapons for self-defense, even when it's not necessary. Why it's dangerous. An obsession with weapons in a toxic relationship is extremely dangerous as it increases the risk of physical harm. It also signals that the person may resort to violence to assert control or win arguments. If your partner constantly talks about weapons or uses them to intimidate you, it's time to get out of the relationship and seek help. The presence of weapons greatly increases the risk of severe harm. Cruelty to animals. Cruelty to animals is one of the clearest indicators of a dangerous individual. People who harm animals often lack empathy and are more likely to extend that violence to humans. If your partner is cruel or violent toward animals, this is a huge red flag for future abusive behavior. For further example, they might hit, kick, or neglect pets, or even take pleasure in causing harm to animals. Why it's dangerous. Cruelty to animals is often a precursor to violence against people. Studies show a strong link between animal abuse and domestic violence. If someone is willing to harm a defenseless animal, they are capable of harming you too. If your partner is cruel to animals, this is not just a sign of a lack of empathy, it's a predictor of future violence. Take this behavior seriously and seek help immediately. Abusing your personal property. When a toxic partner starts abusing your personal property, such as smashing your phone, damaging your car, or breaking things in your home, it's a sign that their anger is escalating. Property abuse is often a precursor to physical violence. For further examples, they might throw your phone across the room, kick in doors, or destroy objects that are meaningful to you during an argument. Why it's dangerous. Destroying personal property is an attempt to assert dominance and instill fear. It's also a warning sign that they may escalate to physically harming you if the behavior continues. If your partner has ever broken or damaged something in a fit of rage, this is a huge red flag. Their anger is out of control, and it's likely to escalate further. Triangulating you into fights with their ex. A toxic partner who triangulates you with their ex is trying to create jealousy, competition, and conflict. They may talk about their ex frequently, compare you to them. This tactic keeps you insecure and constantly trying to prove yourself. For further example, they might say things like, "My ex used to be more supportive," or bring their ex into arguments to make you feel inadequate. The toxic manipulating partner may even try to pit you against each other. Some toxic manipulators get a kick out of seeing their current partner and their ex-partner fight over them. They achieve this by lying about the status of the relationship. Usually in cheating situations, the toxic partner will tell lies back and forth to cover their own crap, possibly causing rage, verbal altercations, or physical violence towards each other, while the toxic partner watches and gloats over the entire ordeal. Why it's dangerous. Triangulation creates unnecessary emotional tension. It also keeps you emotionally dependent on the toxic partner, making you feel like you're not enough. Furthermore, it could also escalate into physical conflict, causing harm or possibly jail time if things go too far. If your partner frequently brings up their ex in negative ways or tries to make you feel like you're competing with them, they're using manipulation tactics to control you. It's unhealthy and you shouldn't tolerate it, period. Cursing you out and threatening gestures. Verbal abuse, including cursing you out, making threatening gestures, or calling you names, is one of the most obvious signs of a dangerous relationship. These actions are meant to intimidate and control you, making you feel small and scared. For further example, they might say things like, "You're worthless," or call you derogatory names. They may also raise their hand or make physical gestures that imply they're ready to hit you. Why it's dangerous. Verbal abuse can escalate to physical violence, and even if it doesn't, it takes a severe toll on your mental health. It creates a toxic cycle of fear and submission. No one has the right to curse you out or make threatening gestures towards you. If this is happening in your relationship, it's a clear sign that your safety is at risk. A violent criminal past or long rap sheet. A violent criminal past is one of the clearest indicators that someone is capable of causing harm. If your partner has a history of violence, whether it's domestic abuse, assault, or other serious crimes, it's a major red flag. For further example, they may have been in prison for assault, battery, or other violent crimes, but they downplay their past and promise they've changed. If they have a record for domestic abuse, they may even claim it was their ex's fault, insinuating they were wrongly accused. Why it's dangerous. While people can change, a violent past shouldn't be ignored. If they've been violent before, they're more likely to be violent again, especially if they haven't sought help or therapy. Take a violent history seriously. If your partner has a history of assault or domestic abuse, it's important to be cautious and protect yourself, because it's more than likely that eventually you'll also fall victim to their violence as well. Association with violent individuals. Pay attention to who your partner surrounds themselves with. If they only associate with violent or dangerous individuals, it's a reflection of their own behavior and values. They may even encourage you to associate with these people to normalize violent behavior. And eventually, they'll want to coerce you into getting involved with their evil deeds, possibly causing you physical harm or even a rap sheet of your own. For further example, they may have friends or family members with criminal backgrounds or a history of violence. Even if you express to your partner that you'd rather not associate with their friends and family, they'll bring them around you anyway, making you feel like you are forced to associate with or get along with them. Why it's dangerous. Surrounding themselves with violent people normalizes aggressive behavior and increases the likelihood of dangerous situations. It also suggests that they're more comfortable with violence than you may realize. If your partner only hangs out with violent individuals, this is a major red flag. It's an indication that they condone or may even participate in violent behavior. Obsession with watching sadistic or violent movies. While enjoying horror or action movies is common, an obsession with sadistic or violent movies can be a warning sign. If your partner frequently watches extremely violent films and seems to enjoy the brutality, this may reflect deeper violent tendencies. For further example, they may constantly watch films with graphic violence, torture, or cruelty and show little empathy for the victims in the movies. Why it's dangerous. A fascination with sadistic content can indicate a lack of empathy and desensitization to violence, which may translate into real-life behavior. It suggests a dangerous mindset where violence is normalized. If your partner frequently watches violent, sadistic films and shows no empathy for the victims, this is a red flag. It may reflect deeper psychological issues or a potential for violent behavior. These are some of the most dangerous signs of a toxic relationship. If you recognize any of these behaviors in your partner, it's crucial to take them seriously and seek help to exit the relationship as fast as you can, safely. Your safety should always come first. No relationship is worth risking your well-being, period. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe for more insights on toxic relationships. Share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below, and let's keep raising awareness about these dangerous behaviors.